Today we're going to be repairing the screw holes on a recoil pad. Before we start repairing this stock, I'm going to show you how to properly remove a recoil pad on another stock first. First, you're going to want to use some soapy water or some KY jelly and rub it on the end of your screw bit. This will prevent you from mulling up your recoil pad upon entrance and as well as unscrewing the screw. Back off the screw a little at a time and be sure to re-lube when moving on to the next hole. Do not force the screw out the back of your recoil pad unless you are completely replacing it. Repeat this process until the recoil pad is completely removed from the stock. Next, I'll show you how to clean up your recoil pad after you've installed it. Wipe the recoil pad down until completely dry. Next, we're going to be using some mineral spirits to then dab on a cloth and wipe down the entire recoil pad. Be careful not to get any of the mineral spirits on the wood stock. If you do, don't panic, just grab another rag and wipe it down dry. Alright, on to fixing the screw hole. There's going to be two different ways I'm going to show you. One is going to be a temporary fix and the other is going to be a permanent fix. Real quick, this is how a recoil pad screw should go in. There should be resistance and it should grip the wood stock. And this is how it should not look. The screw is unable to grab the wood stock and therefore useless. The first way I'm going to show you how to repair this is a temporary fix. It will require a cylinder of wood. Place the recoil pad screw back in the hole and start screwing. Once you've got it screwed all the way down, that's it. That's your temporary fix. This is the perfect fix if you're out hunting or somewhere where you can't do a permanent repair. Next, we're going to move on to something more permanent. I'm going to get a measurement for my dowel rod as well as my drill bit. Here are most of the tools you'll need to complete this job. The first bit is the diameter of the hole I'll be drilling. I'm using wood glue to hold down the dowel rod into the stock. Then a hammer to punch that dowel rod down. A center punch to mark my hole. A second drill bit for the screw hole. And of course the screwdriver for the screw. A drill press would be better for this situation, but you gotta work with what you got. If you're not going to be using a drill press, be sure not to let that drill bit sway one way or the other. Cover the dowel rod in wood glue. Put some wood glue in the hole as well, about a quarter full. Hammer the dowel rod down. Once you've hit the bottom, stop hammering. You don't want to risk cracking the stock. Let the wood glue dry for 24 hours. Once you've waited a full day, go ahead and grab your hacksaw and hack off the rest of the dowel rod. Use a file to knock off the excess dowel rod to the stock. If you don't have much excess, be sure not to use the rough edge of your file. You don't want to knock off too big of a chunk. Once you've got about a little less than a 1/16 of an inch left, go ahead and use some sandpaper to knock the rest off. Be sure you're just shaving off your dowel rod. You don't want to accidentally reshape the end of your buttstock. Be sure you're constantly stepping back and checking your work. Alright, go ahead and install your recoil pad. Once you've installed the working screw, align your recoil pad to the stock. Next, you're going to use your center punch to mark your second hole. Use a hammer to tap the center punch to mark your hole. Once your hole is marked, remove the recoil pad. Use your second drill bit for your screw hole. Once you've completed drilling your second hole, I recommend screwing in your second recoil pad screw before installation. Alright, now that you've screwed in and unscrewed your second recoil pad screw, you are now ready to install your recoil pad. If you're using a standard recoil pad, unlike this adjustable one, be sure to use soapy water or lube on the recoil pad screw while putting it through the recoil pad. If you did not remove the screws from the recoil pad like I showed you in the beginning of the video, then don't worry about it. Just lube up your Phillips head bit. Be sure to check over your work and give your recoil pad a nice tug to make sure it's installed properly. Alright YouTubers, that's the end of my repair for the recoil pad screw hole. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please subscribe to the Amateur Smith. I'll be releasing as many videos as I can on a weekly basis, just like this one. See you next time at the Amateur Smith.